All right, guys. So Mr. Michael has been, taking us through the Bandit level 0. So for us that we have some issues with how it got there. So this is actually the Over the Wire website, Bandit
Okay,
level
so
0. So, so this is Over the Wire website, Bandit level 0. So the goal of this is for you to log into the game using the SSH, the host to which you need to connect to bandit.labs.overthewire.org. Yeah. So on port 2220, on port 2220. So what I'm going to be doing now is, you see, it says the username is bandit0 and the password is bandit0. Once logged in, go to level 1 page to find out how to beat level 1. So now let me share my full screen so that I can show us how that works. I think Mr. Michael network is breaking, so let me just try to like take over. Yeah, guys, I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, I believe you can see my screen now. So this is my own Kali machine. It might actually be different from your own because I'm actually using VMware, but the code are still going to work as it should work. You get, the code are still going to work as it should work. So the first thing I have to do is come to our terminal. Come to terminal. Can you guys see my screen? Oh shit. Sorry about that. So can you guys see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now?
yes, yes.
Okay, all right. Okay. So you go to your terminal, then let's go back to what SSH, what they told us to do on over the wire. They said the goal of this level is for you to log into the game using SSH. So the command you are going to be using, the Linux command you are going to be using to log in is SSH. So come to your Kali SSH. Then what are we trying to log into? What level are we trying to log into? We are trying to log into Bandit level 0, and we have been given this link. So what you have to do is to copy this link, then you go back to Kali. Then the first thing you have to do is to type in the number of the first level, the number of the first level you want to work with. So that's bandit 0, then at, then you specify the link, the link that they gave us. You are going to paste it here. Then now we are going to specify the port using dash b dash p rather. So you are going to specify the port. So after that, then you specify the port, which is 2220. 2220. Let me see if I can zoom. Okay, I can't zoom my terminal. Okay. So port 2220, then you hit enter. So once you hit enter, it's going to load the bandit page. So as you can see now, we now have the bandit page. Then you type in the password, which is bandit 0. This is the password there. You can actually copy it if you don't want to make mistake, because any password you input into your terminal won't show, which means you can't verify if you are typing the right thing or not. So now, if you want to paste, on my own, I use Ctrl Shift V to paste. Then I hit enter. So once you hit enter, the Bandit should verify uh your access. Let's hold on. Ctrl Shift V, then hit enter. I think I made a mistake. Yeah. So now the password is valid now. So if you can see this end here, you will see bandit 0 at bandit, bandit 0 at bandit, which means we are in level 0. We are in level 0. So now the next thing you have to do is we have to go back to Over the Wire website and find out how we can actually uh, proceed to level 1. How we can move to level 1. So now let's go back to Over the Wire website and come to level 1, level 0 to level 1. So now I've already zoomed this page. I believe you should be able to see it. So now it says bandit level 0 to bandit level 1. The password for the next level is stored in a file called readme, located in the home directory. So they were like, use this password. The password they are going to find in this readme file, readme directory. We should use the password to log in into Bandit 1, just like we used Bandit 0 to log in into Bandit 1. So now, all these passwords, they are saved in a folder. So what we are trying to learn now is how we can access folders on Linux using command line prompts. Yeah. So now let's go back to Kali. Let's go back to Kali. And the first thing we have to do is we have to list the directories. We have to list the directories in this. Hold on, please. We have to list the directories. Give me a second. Give me a second. So we have to list the directories. So now, how do you list the directories? What is the command to list the directories? They have already provided all these commands for us, all the commands we need to access this folder, to solve this level as provided for us in the Over the Wire website. So let me show you that. So commands you may need to solve this level. So we have the CD, we have the ls, we have the cd, we have the cat, we have the file, we have the do, and we have the find. So because they gave us this command doesn't mean we are going to use all the commands. Like they said, commands you may need, not commands you need. We actually need like 2 or 3 of these commands to find the password. So now, so they give us a tip here. They said create a file for notes and password on your local machine. So because as you progress, you will be able to save the password. You have to like store it in a different section, a different file. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be, if you are using Termux, if you are using Terminator, you'll be able to do this, because the normal Linux terminal won't be able to do what I want to do right now. So don't be shocked if you can't do that. So I'm going to split vertically. Then I'm going to create another file, nano, uh, let me call it bandit.txt. I believe you understand what it does. Okay. I already have everything here, but because we are trying to, to learn, let me create another file, nano dot gmail.txt. Nano gmail.txt. All right. So now we have our file opened that we can use to store the password that we get. Don't forget, we are in Bandit level 0. So if you want to save the Bandit level 0 password, I can just type it in here, Bandit 0. The password is Bandit 0. Then I can hit enter, and Bandit 1, that's the username, but the password is what you're trying to find right now. So just like I said earlier, that in over the wire, they've given us the list of commands that we should use to solve this. So now let's use the ls command to list the folders, the directories that we have. And if you remember, you were told that the password for the next level is stored in a file called readme. It's stored in a file called readme. So now we already have the readme over here. We already have the readme. So let me try to increase this. So we already have the readme over here. So now we are going to change our directory into readme. Then we hit enter. Okay. So now readme is not a directory. So that's the error we are getting right now. That readme is not a directory, because if readme is a directory, the color should have been blue. The color should have been blue. So we don't need the cd command here. So now the next thing you have to do is, if you want to read the content of this readme file, if you remember, we use concatenate, which is cat, then readme, then we hit enter. So now cat has already provided us the password. You see, the password we are looking for is, it said, congratulations on your first step into the Bandit game. Please make sure you have read the rules at these particular links. And if you are following a course, workshop, walkthrough, or other educational activity, please inform the instructor about the rules as well, and encourage them to contribute to the over the wire community, so we can keep these games free. So now the password they are looking for is, so this password is the next password, is the password for the next level, which is level 1, Bandit level 1. So copy it, copy it, Control Shift C, then paste it in here so that you'll be able to like remember. So paste it in your other file. You can either use your normal notepad on your laptop, or you can actually write it in a new uh text in your Kali machine. So I just did this so that I won't be navigating through Windows. Yeah. So now, next we have to do is we have to leave. Yeah, I typed readme, Mary. I typed readme. Let me show you what I did again. I first listed the file in the bandit 0. I listed the file in bandit 0. Then I, because it's a file, if I try to change directory into readme, because readme is not a directory, it's a file, I won't be able to do that. But I can actually read what is inside readme. You have to type it cat readme, then you hit enter. Then it's going to provide you with the password for the next level, which is level one. Get. So I believe I've answered your question now, Mary. All right. So the next thing we have to do now is we have to exit this particular bandit level. And how do you exit? In order for us to proceed to the next level, you just exit, type exit, and hit enter. So now it says log out. Connection to bandit.labs, blah 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 is closed. So now, all right, you are welcome, Mary. All right. So what we are going to do next is we have to log into the second level, which is level one. Don't forget, is the level is the password for level one that we just got now from bandit level zero. So this is the password for us to sign into the next level. So we come here, then you type bandit. You use the SSH command. If you remember, they told us here that we should use we should use using SSH. So you have to use the SSH command in order for you to log in to that. So now let's continue. SSH, then the bandit level that we are going to bandit level one. Bandit level one. Then so at there are ways that I can do this, so that, but let me just show us. We still need this link. So instead of typing it every time, there's actually a way we can do it. We are going to be using that for the level two. So at that link that you copied, then space, you specify the port, which they gave us also. The port is 2220. The port is 2220. Then you click on enter. So now, once you click on enter, we are now in bandit level one. So they want to confirm if you actually got the password that they told you to find in bandit level zero for bandit level one. So now let's confirm, let's check if the password you got here is the real password. So you copy. Once you copy, you come here, then you paste. So once you paste, don't forget the passwords you paste into terminal in Linux will never show. So once you paste, make sure you don't press any other key but enter. So once you press enter, and if you are right, if the password is right, you are going to get this you are going to get this window. Do you understand? You are going to get this window. So now we are in bandit level one. Let's go back to our over the wire and read through the instruction given to us. So now bandit level one, we are going to navigate to bandit level one to level two. So now they said the password for the next level is stored in a file called dash. It's called in a file called dash, located in the home directory. So this dash is located in the home directory. So commands you may need to solve this level. These are the commands: ls, cd, cat, file, du, and find. So now we go back to our Kali. We already know that the password is stored in a file called dash, in a file, not a directory. So we come back here. The first thing you do is list ls. So now you can see that we have ls here. We have ls here. So if you do cat dash, that what over the wire game is that they are trying to let us understand that they are trying to let us understand the codes of Charlie terminal uh, machine. So the command line prompt. If you do cat dash, you are not going to get, you won't be able to read the file, the content of the file. Why? Because the way it is being stored, the cat won't be able to read the name. Why? Because it's just like a symbol, it's not a text, it's not figures, because it has a symbol. That's the reason why we won't be able to open it. All right, where are you, Mary? Where are you? I'm slowing down. I'm slowing down. I'm slowing down. So let me explain again. I said once you're in bandit level one or any bandit level you are, the first thing you have to do is to list to see if there are things that you're looking for in there. So now we've listed and we found the file that over the wire told us that the next password is stored in. So we found the file now, which is dash. So now the next issue is how do you open this file? How do you open this file? Using the cards and the name of the file, we now open this file in this scenario. Why? Because the way the file is being stored is different from what the cat command can actually just read. That's the reason why you won't be able to open that file with cat. So now I'm going to be using Control C to cancel that command. So you go back to over the wire. You can see they said they place a link there for us that you should use Google search. So now let's open a new tab. Let's open a new tab. Let's go to Google because I'm using Bing. That's why I just typed in Google. If you are using Chrome or your default search engine is Chrome, you don't have to do google.com. So now let me switch to AI mode because AI is going to be faster, it's going to be concise. Yeah. So switch to AI mode. So now what's the question? It says the file called dash. So now I go to Google. I tell Google what command. Okay, let's use what Linux terminal command can be used to open a file stored as so you hit enter, then you let Google do the stuff. So now, as you can see, that Google has already given us these things. Let me remind you that you can't actually know all these codes on your head, all these command prompts on your head, like offhand. We actually need to make some research sometimes. You actually have to go back to Google sometimes to check through, or now you can, open these things. So now the command is cat, then dot forward slash, then dash cat dot forward slash. So that's how you open the file stored as. Let me zoom in so that you can see. So this is how you'll be able to open the file store as this as dash in Linux. This is the way you can open it. So now let's go back to Linux, our Kali machine, and try this out. So now it is cat full stop dash the name of the file. Then you hit enter. So once you hit enter, you will be able to read the content of that file. You'll be able to read the content of that file. So now let's come back to our text file here to add bandit, the password for bandit 2, because the password you get from the previous level is going to be the password for the next level. So bandit 2, then the password, we copy this because we can't store it in our head. You copy this, then you paste it in here. I'm going to be using some shortcuts to paste. and copy. So we can move on. We are going to be doing this to like level 5, if time permits us, level 10, because the commands are actually different. It's something that we can actually walk through by ourselves. So now we've gotten the password for the next level, which is Bandit level 2. If you could remember, I said if you want to exit the first level you are, once you've gotten the password for the next level, you type in exit. So this command will terminate the connection and take you back. So the next thing you have to do is you have to use the SSH uh, line to do that again. So instead of me, typing it over and over again, you can just use your keyboard up arrow key to preview the commands you've given to your terminal before to save you time. Your up arrow key. So now I've pressed the up arrow key. You can see that I have the command. So I'll just move my cursor using the arrow keys to change the level of the bandit level. So now we are in bandit level 2. Then I hit enter. So once you hit enter, you are going to get this. It means you have to input the password that I just got in from the previous level. So if you remember, this is the password over here. Remember, you copy and paste it somewhere, save that you can access it later. So now let's paste it. Paste it. You can right click and paste. I've already pasted it using the shortcut. Then hit enter. So if the password is correct, you are going to get this window. If the password is correct, you are going to get this window. If you are not getting this, please just signify in the comment section. Then you are definitely going to attend to it. If you are not getting this, kindly signify. Okay. All right, cool. So let's continue now. Let's continue. So first thing you have to do is go back to over the wire, then go to level 2. You go to over the wire, then you go to level 2 to level 3 because you are trying to solve the password for level 3 now. So now we are in level 2. Let me show us again. You can see that we are in level 2. We are in level 2 over here. And we are trying to get the password for level 3. So that's why we are going to choose bandit level 2 to bandit level 3. So the level goal is the password for the next level is stored in a file called, this is the name of the file now. This is the name of the file. So you see that what over the wire bandit is actually doing is they are tweaking how they save these files so that you'll be able to like think and go make more research on how you can save and how you can read the content of files stored in this way. So that's basically what they do. Me personally, I might know a little bit of like command lines that I can use to open this, but at some level, I will need to like go to Google, make research. You can see we have from level 1 to level 33 to level 34. So that's what Bandit actually does. It allows you to know how you can read the content of files. So now, how can we open a file stored in this manner? We have dash dash space in this file name. So what I'm just going to do is that I'm going to copy. For first, let's go to terminal to Linux and list ls. So now you see that we have this. If you do cat dash dash, sorry, let me just clear. If you do ls, if you do cat dash dash spaces in this file name dash dash and you hit enter, it's not going to work. So it says tip to pass dash dash spaces as a value. This command. Use this command. So they've actually given us the command to use. They've given us the command to use. So, but let's just go to Google to ask, because if we use this command, it's actually going to work. Like they said, we should use cat, then dash dash, then. But let's go to Google. Let's go to Google so that I won't confuse us. That I won't confuse us rather. So now let's go to Google and ask Google that what about a file? So what about a file? um, it says dash dash. This is, let me just copy it. Let me copy it. Then once you hit enter, you see that Google will provide you with the command you can use to open this. Google will provide you with the command you can use to open this uh, particular file. So now we have cat dash dash. Then you put it in a quote. Then the name of the file. Then you close the quote. So now let's go back to our terminal. So now let me list again so that I get the name of the file. So Google said we should write cat dash dash, then open quote, then the name of the file. Dash dash, then close the quote, then hit enter. So can you see now that it worked? You can see now that it worked. So we've gotten the password for the next level, which is Bandit level 3. Which is Bandit level 3. So now you copy this, you copy this and keep it here. You keep it here. Which means, yeah, after this, you copy this and keep it here. So now, the next thing you have to do is to what? To exit this level, and so that we can access the next level by using the exit command. So now we've terminated our access to other level. We are now trying to move to the next level. So like I said earlier, use your up arrow key to save you the time of typing again. So just change this level, these two now. We are moving to 3. To 3. You can't type the code key. I think that should be because of your laptop or the structure of your keyboard. Or just, you know what we do? If you use Google, can I do the 2 again? Okay, sure, I will do the 2 again. I will do the 2 again. I'll do the 2 again. So if you can't type the code key, just copy it from Google and paste it in. Just copy it from Google and paste it in. Probably is an issue with your keyboard, or there's an issue with maybe your Kali machine or the likes. But we can solve that after the class. So you want me to do level 2 again. So now we're at level 2. We're at level 2. So let me copy. You see the reason why you have to save the password now. So I don't have to like start looking for the password or racking my head. So Mr. Woliday, I think I got your name. So we are now in Bandit level 2. Let's do it again. The first thing is to list. So once they've listed, this, once you've listed it, to see everything that is in this particular in this particular level. This is just the only file they have here. Spaces in this file name. So you can see, if you notice, we have these two dash 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 before and after the name. But on a normal day, you cannot use, if it were like a file that is stored with just like a string of text, you'll be able to like open it. But now it has symbols, it has spaces, it has everything. So you have to like do it in a different way. There's another command to open that type of file. If you remember that a file stored with dash, we have to use the dot then forward slash to open the file. So this time around, it's a different case. So let's do cat so that I will show you. What I'm doing right now is not going to work because that's not how Kali works. Because that's not how Kali will open this type of file. You get. When I do cat dash dash spaces in this file name, we got an error and we got a tip. You can actually solve it through the tip, though. You can solve it through the tip. But I just said let's go to Google and ask Google. Then when we went to Google, we type in this command. It's the same. The reason why I said we should use AI is because it's going to like store our chat. It now understands what we are trying to do. You understand? So that's why I said AI. You can actually use Google or follow the link they gave us here. Just that sometimes the links here, they don't give you what you want. You see, just going to take you to Google again. Sometimes it won't give you what you want. Sometimes it's going to like uh stress you and the likes. That's why I said we should just use AI. So now we already know how to do this because Google has already given us the command, which is cat dash dash this command, which is actually easy to type. So let's go back to our terminal. So come to your terminal, let's list again so that you can see the name of the file. Then you do cat dash dash, then quotation, then the name of the file. So once you hit enter, you see we got no error, we got the result because it is correct, because this is the way you can open the file stored in this manner. So now you copy the password just like I did earlier, copy the password, then you paste it for your next level in your text file, anywhere you are storing the text file. So now let's go back to level. We are now proceeding. We are moving to level 3. We are going to be stopping in level 5, so you can do the rest yourself. So now let's exit. Once you exit, then just like I said earlier, use the up arrow key on your keyboard. On digital promise, have you been able to like do that? Have you been able to do that? Let me know. So Bandit 2, switch to Bandit 3 now because we are now proceeding. Yeah, we are proceeding. That's cool. So Bandit 3. So we now paste the password. You can now come and copy the password and paste it here. But I already have it copied. I'll just paste it and hit enter. So now we are now in Bandit 3, right? We are in Bandit 3. Oh, just text me after this video, after this class, then we'll be able to like go through it together. Digital promise. Yeah. You can actually ask on the question and answer community so that we can, share it with everybody. Yeah. So now we are trying to open, we are now in Bandit 3, trying to get the password for Bandit 4. So let's go back to, I'm too fast. So sorry. Oh. Which one should I do again? Which one should I do again? Which one should I do again? I'm sorry that I'm too fast. I just want us to cover, you know, up to like Bandit 5. Which one should I do again? Okay. Which level should I do again? Because you said I'm too fast. So we can actually, we've used an hour now, an hour. So level 2. Okay. I will do the level 2. BGB MBR. Please let me just redo the level 2 the last time. But I'm going to be fast this time around too. So you go to you can actually rewatch this video. Once you log in here, we have the password. We have the password. So once you are logged in, you list. Once you list, just go to your AI and tell your AI, how do I open a file stored in this manner in my Kali Linux terminal? So AI actually gave us this prompt, this code to solve this cat dash dash, then quotation, then the file name. So this is how you do Bandit level 2. This is how you do it. So now, because of our time, we just exit this. Then we'll go to Bandit level 3. Go to Bandit level 3. So you've already gotten the password. This is the password up here. But make sure you store it somewhere. Because I have my own stored here. Then you paste, you log in. So now, the first thing you have to do is go to Bandit over the wire here. You come to level 3 to level 4. So it says the password for this level is stored in a file in the in-ear directory. So this time around, the first thing you have to do is what? To list, then go into the in-ear directory because this one has a directory this time around. And they have given us the command that we may need to solve this level. Yeah, ls cd cat file do and find. So now let's go back to our terminal. So now I've already listed to see the directories of files in Bandit level 3. So now let's change our directory into this folder that we see in here. CD in here. Then you hit enter. So now you can see that it has already changed. We are now in the in-air directory. So what's the next thing we have to do to see the contents in the in-air directory is to what? It is for us what? To list again. So ls, you see now that when we listed, we did not get anything. Why? Let's go back to our bandit. He said the password for this next level is stored in a hidden file in the in-air directory, which means the file is hidden. The file is hidden. So you can actually go to Google and ask Google that how do I check for hidden files stored in my directory in Kali Linux terminal? You are going to get it. But if you remember in one of our classes, we are already, giving this command, which is ls-la. So I want to save our time. I won't be going to Google for that. ls-la. So this will actually list everything that we have in the file and the permissions that they have. So now you can see that we have different files there, and there's even two different folders and two different directories. We have this directory, these two directories, and we have this folder, this file. But what we want to deal with is what? The file. We don't have to now like say we want to cd into this, or we don't have to cd into any of those stuff. So let me cd into in air, then list, we did not say anything, then list slash la, which is going to give us the hidden files. I made a mistake, sorry. La, not ls. It's going to give us all the hidden files in this directory. So now this is pretty simple. You just have to do cat, then type the name of the folder, the hiding from. Please make sure you follow. It is case sensitive. Make sure you follow it. Make sure you follow the case sensitive. Cat hiding from you. This is the name of the file that is hidden. That's the name of the file that is hidden. So now hit enter. You should get the password. Hit enter. You should get the password. But let me do that again. Let me clear this. Let me go back to the first directory. Let me explain again. So now we are in Bandit level 3, and we were told that the file that we are trying to access, the password, is being stored in a file in here directory, but the file is hidden in the directory. So first of all, we have to list everything we have in here. Then we change our directory into in here. After that, then we list to see what is in the in here directory. So now, as you can see, now that the in here directory, once we listed, it showed us nothing. Why? Because the files in it have been hidden. And how can you open, or how can you check for hidden files in your directory? That is when ls-la comes in. That is where ls-la comes in. You can actually use Google to check that out, but let's do ls-la. So now once you do ls-la, you can now see that we have this particular file. It shows us that okay, there's a file here. That's what they use to store the name of the file, to save the name of the file rather. It's not that any file that is being hidden will be saved as hiding from you. No, you can save it with a Gmail and you can hide it. You get. So now let's move on. So this one is pretty straightforward. You can actually just type the name of the file. You can actually type the name of the file and use cat to open the file. So cat is going to open this file because it is just how you can access hidden file. Yeah. So now let's copy the password for Bandit level 4. We are going to be stopping here actually after we open Bandit level 4. After we get the password for Bandit level 5 rather. So now let's paste the password in here. So now you can exit. So we've exited. Let's go back to, now use your up arrow key. We are going to Bandit level 4. Let's log into Bandit level 4. Go back to Bandit level 4. Then paste the password and hit enter. Voila. So now let's go to Over the Wire website. In Over the Wire website, let's go to level 4 to level 5. So it says the password for the next level is stored in the only human readable file in the in-air directory. Tip: if your terminal is messed up, try the reset command. Commands you may need to solve this level, then you see. So now you can see that they are trying to tell us that the only the password is stored in the inner directory, but in the only human readable file, which means other files human cannot decode them because they are going to be like gibberish to us because we cannot read them. They are machine. They might be machine codes. They might be just machine language. You understand? Now let's go back to over the wire and let's list. You should get this folder. Then we sync directory into this folder. Then we list. So now you can see that we have 9 different files, like 10 different files in this folder. So you can't just be opening it one by one to search. What if there are 1,000 files and it's only one file that is human readable? So now this is where use AI. So now let's say, how can I check for the only human readable file in a directory in Kali Linux terminal? Then hit enter. So we have different options there. We have find F, we have this, or let's just use this. Let us use this one. So I'm going to be copying it because it's quite long for me to type. Be copying it, then I'll be pasting it in here. So what this command should do is that it should give us the file that is only readable to humans. So now let's hit enter. So now if you see, it says file 9 contains this type of record. Then file 7 contains text, which means file 9 and file 7 are both readable to human being. But file 9 contains binary data in text format. So, and it's not binary data we are looking for. We are just looking for the text format, which is why we are going to focus in the file 7. And if you notice, they've already given us the command that we can use to open this file dot dash dot forward slash dash. Why? Because if you do cd, I said cd, if you do cat dash file 07, it won't work. If you could remember, the other time that we have a file stored with just dash, what do we use to open that particular file? We use the cat dot dash and forward slash then dash name of the file. Let me explain that again. The other time that we have a file stored with just dash, we have to add these two symbols. We have to add these two symbols, dot and forward slash, before the name of the file. This time around, you see that the file starts with dash and it has other text and numbers. So if you want to open this type of file, you have to use the dot, then forward slash, then the dash, the name of the file. So now we've gotten the password to level 5. We've gotten the password to level 5. Let's come here and do bandit 5 and paste the password in there. I missed a digit. Just make sure you copy the full password. So now we've gotten the password to level 5. This is where we are going to be stopping today, but let's just confirm if the password actually works. So let's exit and let's switch to bandit level 5. So now we're going to confirm if this password actually works. So if it's correct, so I pasted it and I hit the enter key. Let me copy the password again since I made a mistake. I did not copy the full password. Oh God. So now you can see that we are right, we are correct that the password that we got is, you know, is the correct one for Bandit level 5. So this is how you can do it from Bandit level 0 down to Bandit level 34. You understand? So if you have any question concerning this, you can actually ask on the group and definitely are going to attend to it. So thank you so much guys for joining, and we are going to see you in the next one. But before I go, let me tell you how you can save this file, your nano. If you are using the nano, you can just use the control plus X. You can say control plus X. If do you want to save, then yes. Do you want to rewrite the name? Just press Control C, then Control X. Yes. Then enter. So now we already have it saved. So if I do cat uh at Gmail, you see that we have all the files stored again. I should do the 5B, the 5 again. Do this 5 again. All right. Let me do the bandit 5 again. How we got the bandit 5? We first go back to bandit 4. Bandit 4. So this is the password for bandit 4 to log into bandit 4. Enter. So LS. So we are told that in over the wire, they told us that the file we are looking for is the only human readable file in the in-air directory. So we have to find the only human readable file in that directory, and it's just only one. So how do you do that? You have already asked AI. It gave us two different commands. It's a command with a loop. Then this one is the fastest. So I chose to go with this one because this was the one I used during the time I was doing it. So let's go back to our terminal. Then the first thing I have to do is to change our directory into this in air. Hit enter, then we list. So once we listed everything in the in air directory, you can see that your one is showing no such directory, no such file in directory. Please check your code again, please. Check your code again. I said just follow me now, follow me. Probably is the way you open the file. You are trying to access the file. So now in the in air, when I listed, we have 10 files from file 00 to file 09. And if you notice, the way the file are being stored, they have this dash in there, which means even if you do cat dash file 00, it's not going to work. Why? Because it has dash. And if you could remember, the first time we did something like this, when we open a file stored with dash, we use cat, then dot, then forward slash, then dash. That's how we open the file the other time. So this time around, if you want to open any file that it has this dash, you have to use this command cat, then full stop, forward slash, dash, then the file name. So now let's just use it to open this file 00. You can see now that the content of this file 00 is now readable to humans. You cannot understand what this actually means, or meant rather. So that's why we consulted Google, that how do we find the only human readable file before opening the file you get. So now I've already copied that line. So I'll just paste it in there and I'll hit enter. So now it gave us this that 509 contains binary data in text format and 507 contains AC, ASC, one II, and is text. So this means it is readable to human. So it is readable to human. So which file are we going to be opening now? 507. That's the file you're going to be opening. So how do you open it? You do cat full stop dash, then the dash, then the file name. So that's how you get the password. That's how you get the password for Bandit level 5. That's how you open a folder stored this way. And I said let's confirm if the password is correct. That's when you exit. Once you exit, you'll be able to log into the next Bandit level by typing this command, switch the Bandit level, then enter. It's going to take you to where you're going to press the password. Then you paste the password. Let me copy the password again. Then you paste the password that you got and hit enter. So now, voila, we've gotten into Bandit level 5. So that's actually how you do this. That's actually how you do all this stuff. You can now continue, you can decide to now move to solve everything. If you can say I've done it to level 10, you can actually choose to finish it to level 34. And that's not the only game on Over the Wire. If you come back to war games, you'll see that we have Nintas, we have Leviathan, we have Krypton. And if you click on them, you are going to see what it is being used for. It's a Nintas teaches the basics of server-side web security. So if you go through all this stuff, you will learn web security. But I won't advise you to go to the next level or next war game without completing the first one. You can actually try it out if you know you'll be able to catch up, but it's just okay to do it level by level. So that's basically it. And that'll be it for this session. And thank you for joining and see you in the next session. All right, guys. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead. Have a rest of your night. So if you have any questions, just let me know by communicating with us on the group, and definitely we are going to attend to it. Thank you so much. And I don't know if Mike has something to say, or Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike. Okay. So I think we are good to go. So we're good to go. All right, guys. Take care and have a good one.